did, I started to get back into dating, which was strange after 10 years. It's such a huge part of who you are. And my friends were super supportive and super dumb in equal measures. My friends, a lot of them, just get onto internet dating, mate. Dating games change, you'll be fine. Get onto internet dating, dating games change, you'll be fine. Internet dating game, change, you're gonna be fine. So I got on Tinder, and after a couple months, I went on a series of 12 dates with the girl over the course of about 6 weeks, right? And then after our 12th date, she sent me a text message, which was, hey, can you please come to my house on Sunday? I've got a secret special surprise for you. And I thought, that sounds like anal, so I'm excited. Get to her house, she's got like a car packed for an excursion. I'm like, this is a weird way to do it. You're the boss, get in the car. Start driving, right? And after about an hour, I realised we're heading towards the Yarra Valley. I'm like, sweet, she's taking me to the wineries. This is going to be awesome. I love wine. And then we drove past. Then we got towards Hillsville Sanctuary. I'm like, sweet, Hillsville Sanctuary, I love animals. This is going to be awesome. Then we drove past. And then we drove about an hour past every fucking reference point I could give you guys. I'm like, oh no, she's going to kill me. This is not awesome! We get to like a national park, right, and she pulls in, there's these wooden things to stop us going around and to where the car park ends and the park begins. She's like, fuck that, and she drove round. And then she drove down like a tiny dirt path that I can only assume she'd driven herself. Then she stops the car, she pulls the handbrake, she opens the glove box, and she pulls out a pint. And I'm like, we're back on kinky sex stuff, yeah! No. At that point, I rifled through everything that had happened in the 12 days beforehand, looking for red flags. The fact that Wolf Creek was her favourite movie, unacceptable. The fact that she loved true crime drama, no good. The fact that I once saw her eat a scone dry, no jam, no cream, just like a fucking psychopath. No good. And we're there, and she sees my face, and I think for the first time she realises how this is going to look to me. And she says, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This isn't what it looks like at all. I'm so sorry. I'm a doomsday prepper? And her surprise was to show me the survivalist cave she's got. Oh my God. And she says, do you want to have a look? And I'm like, fuck it, why not? When am I going to get this chance again? And we start walking, and we get to this wooden hut, outhouse shack thing that I don't know if she's built or found and claims squatters' rights on. But we're there, and I'm looking at this structure, and I'm like, I have two options at this point. I can either break up with her because this is psycho, or I can marry her. Because this is the closest I'm ever going to get to owning property. She's got a rural fixer-upper, 3 hours out of Melbourne. That's good for my generation. Yeah, she's showing me around, and the hut's got everything you'd need for the end of the world. It's got blankets, it's got tin foods, it's got baseball bats and knives, you know, the essentials. And I couldn't help but think, like, my friends had warned me the dating game had changed, but they should have been more specific. The thing that kept catching my attention on this day, though, was that every can of tin food in the whole thing was home brand. Like, she's preparing for the end of the world, but fuck me, she's got to do it on a bloody budget. So strange. And she's watching my reaction to everything. I've never been more aware of being watched in my life. And then she stops and she said, well, this isn't going how I expected. And I said, well, how did you expect this to go? And she said, I thought you'd be surprised at first. Well, you fucking nailed that, right? Surprised is exactly what I was at first. Then she said, I thought you'd be surprised at first, but then I thought you'd be excited. And then I thought we'd, anal. She didn't say anal. She didn't say anal. But she did say, she expected us to do it in the hut, which was weird for me. And I had to say no. It just didn't feel right. But I need you to know how difficult that was for me, because I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but when I'm single, I don't get to fuck a lot. Sex for me is like sick days at work. I get about 10 a year. Anything extra is going to cost me $200. That is my favourite joke of the show.
Mine too.
There's still half a show to go. You don't know what's coming up. You don't know me. We're there, and I've just said no to her, and it's as awkward as any moment I've ever been in. And she looks at me and she says, "This is it for us, isn't it?" And on the one hand, yes. But I don't know how to answer that question because I'm still 3 hours away from home and I need a lift. We're driving home, and for an hour and a half we don't say anything to each other. It's the most awkward hour and a half I've ever had. Just complete and utter tense silence. And then the weirdest part of this story happened, which I realise is a challenging thing to get your head around. But the thing she decided to do to break the silence is say this. "I just want to let you know, I wanted to show you earlier, but I wasn't sure whether you'd fit in the hut." And I said, "Well, how'd you figure that one out?" And she said, "Oh, I messaged you when you were sleeping. If I'd known that earlier, biggest red flag." I was not to know.